Okay, y'all, I'm back over here today with the 76 Pontiac Trans Am Gibbs, and I knew we were going to have issues with this thing. My buddy came over here this past weekend when I was out of town, and he said he was able to get it started up for a few seconds, but there's something wrong with the carburetor. He did tell me, he said he thinks the engine's gonna be fine, because I have that other quadrajet back there that I was thinking about getting rebuilt, but I wanted to make sure the engine was gonna be fine before I did it. But he said he was gonna wait to do anything else until he had help, so I told him I'm available anytime this week, so hopefully this week sometime he'll get time and we'll get together over here and figure out. But he said he thinks this of course is a Holly carburetor, and he thinks it's leaking from the back of the carburetor somewhere. Plus he said he thought there was some kind of a wiring issue from the battery to the starter or somewhere, because I guess it drained the battery and drained his battery pack that he was using to try to start the thing with. But he did get it started for a few seconds, but it was leaking. He said he thought from the rear of the carburetor, but he needed some help, probably somebody to crank it while he's watching. And so I told him I'll be back this week, and I said, you know, the guy Curtis down there at the end of the unit, he rebuilds engines. I said, but he's here all the time, and I probably can get him to come down here, and between my buddy and the guy down at the end of the building and myself, and I think even one of my other buddies said he could probably come over, and between the four of us, at least the two of us, maybe three of us, maybe four of us, we can figure it out. But I'm sure this carburetor, it's probably shot, and so then it's a matter of whether getting that quadrajet rebuilt or buying another one. And I think my one buddy said he had another Holly that we could put on here, but I don't know, we'll see. I figured there was going to be something, and like I said in one of my previous videos, I wasn't sure about I don't know how long this engine had been sitting with this carburetor on it, and I figured the carburetor may not be good, and so that is the case. And we also have to figure out what kind of wire deal is the problem that's draining the battery. And I'm hoping not to have to get a whole new wire harness with all new wires and everything, but that may have to be, I have to keep that in the back of the mind. I may have to do that, put all new wire in it, but hopefully we won't have to do that. Hopefully we can figure out the issue of what's causing it to drain the battery, because it shouldn't have, just cranking it over a few times and getting it to start up one time, it shouldn't have killed his battery pack and the battery. So I don't know, I'm over here today just trying to see what I can get myself into today. But I thought I would shoot a quick update, especially for myself, that so I can go back and look at it, and I just know that I have record that this carburetor is probably not going to work, and I got to figure out whether I'm going to rebuild that quadrajet or put a different kind of carburetor on here. I guess it all depends on pricing, what's going to be more reasonable pricing wise. But I also want to make sure that my the air filter and all that stuff, and the shaker hood and everything will fit properly on whatever carburetor I put on here. So, but anyway, hopefully later this week. My buddy still works full time. he's trying to retire, but he's still trying to get things all situated to where he can, but he still works full time at his regular job. So I have to wait until he's got time to get over here and mess around with things. But anyway, I was just over here today looking at things, and I've got to get I've got to get over here. I pulled that rotor hub assembly off, and I got to get one. I have not ordered one yet. I've been looking and trying to find a place that's got one for a decent price, but I've got to order one of these, and I'll have to get grease and pack everything with grease and put it back on there and everything. But I'll probably make a decision by Wednesday of where I'm gonna get it from. I think O'Reilly's, if I'm not mistaken, they wanted like $90, $95, somewhere between 90 and 100 for one of these rotor hub assemblies. And then the prices vary so much on eBay, but I'm hoping, because I want to get 2 of them, so I'm hoping I can get them for around $70 a piece. That way, because I'm gonna get 2 of them. Not gonna touch the other side until I get this one done. That way, if I run into problems on this side and I need to take the other one apart just to make sure that I can pull it and make sure I'm putting this one back on right. But I'm gonna order 2 of them, so hopefully if I can get them for $70 a piece, that'd be $140 to replace both sides. And everybody that I talked to about these calipers, they said don't replace them yet, because they think they might still be good. But I'll get the brake pads and everything. But I'm gonna hold off on the calipers and wait and see on those things. But I'll probably get some brake cleaner or whatever and clean them up really good and everything. But because brake cleaner is not terribly expensive, probably 15 to 20 bucks for a can or something, and clean them up really good and get them ready to go back on and get new brake pads. But yeah, I'm gonna probably gonna order those on Wednesday. They should probably take 2 or 3 days for them to get here. But anyway, that's probably it for today. Well, that's it for this video anyway. See what else I can get myself into, but I just wanted to give you an update that this engine did start for a few seconds, but there was an issue with the carburetor and battery draining, so we got to figure that out hopefully sometime this week. But we'll see how things go. But all right, well, I guess I'll end the video here.